Every month, PlayStation gives PS Plus subscribers 2 free games. As a trophy hunter, I've decided to embark on a journey. Every month, I will pick one of the 2 games given out and obtain the Platinum. Of course, if there's no Platinum to obtain, I will complete the 100%. Since PlayStation has a history of controversial giveaways, I'm giving myself a lifeline. I'll be allowed to opt out of both free games 3 times this year. If I do choose to opt out, I have to play a game offered from a previous month. 12 months, 12 games. Come with me on this journey through the PS Plus games of 2020. Fresh air, a cool breeze, and a lot of fields that need tending to. What could be any better? Well, you're probably scratching your head and thinking the PS Plus lineup could have been better. And that's understandable, considering we got 2 games from the same genre, and out of all the genres that they could pick, it was simulators. I get it. But for me, a person who spent at least 100 hours playing Farming Sim on PC, I was ready to hop in my tractor and get started. For those of you that have never played Farming Sim before, it can be a little intimidating. The game certainly doesn't hold your hand, and you're spawned in with no instruction expecting to set off and create a farming empire. Luckily, I knew what I was doing, so here's how my farming journey went down. First, I had to acquire 10 million in-game money in one save, one bank account, which to anyone looking at the trophies would probably be a bit shocking, but there's a little workaround. If you start a multiplayer game and create farms, each farm will start with a certain amount of spending money. Do this the max number of times and then save the game. Pop back into the main menu and use that save to create a single player game. The game will put all those farms you created together and you never have to worry about money. Next up was prepping for animals. In Farm Sim 19, you have to breed cows, pigs, sheep, and chickens for corresponding trophies. Each animal has a certain set of supplies they need to increase their production rate, so I focused on getting some of that stocked up before purchasing animals. To do that, I bought land. I bought an overwhelming amount of machinery because I was a millionaire farmer, so why not? Then I brought all my equipment to my land and started tending to my fields. The big hurdle and long haul for this Platinum trophy was cultivating, sowing, fertilizing, and harvesting 100 hectares of land. Each. Luckily, however, when you put an AI helper on your field, it counts towards your progress. The only time it doesn't count is when you're doing missions for other farmers, which of course, if you want the Platinum trophy, you have to do 100 of those. But we'll come back to that. Once I stockpiled enough supplies, I began purchasing livestock. My first 2 were cows and chickens. I found the more of one kind of animal I had, the faster the production rate went. Keeping them stocked on food, water, and bedding was also key in maintaining the production rate. When the corresponding trophy popped, I sold all the animals I had in their respective pens to make room for the next set of animals, which for me were pigs and sheep. Now, this isn't necessary, it's just something that I do to keep track of everything in-game. Once all the livestock trophies were done, I not only sold my pens, but I sold my land too. I did this in order to purchase larger plots for the grind to 100 hectares. In the smaller fields, I had to frequently reset AI if they completed a task or if they got stuck on an object. But with larger fields, I could have more than one AI working on the field at different stages without having to worry about them halting. This actually meant I didn't really have to do anything other than monitor them and set up the equipment every now and then for the next stage. Now, remember those side missions I talked about earlier? Well, this is when I did them, except of course I didn't personally do them. I hired an AI helper to do them. The key with getting these done as quickly as possible was to purchase a fertilizer and keep my equipment near a cluster of fields other farmers owned. Then I'd go to the missions tab and only select fertilizing missions for those fields and put a helper on the job. This significantly minimized the time spent going from one field to another. Another quick task I tackled when the AI worked towards my 100 hectares was chopping down trees. I simply just purchased a plot of land with lots of trees, purchased a chainsaw, and well, you know. Finally, the time came for my long journey of 100 hectares to end. Harvesting? Check. Fertilizing? Check. Sowing? Check. And cultivating? Checkmate. Overall, Farming Simulator is a pretty laid-back experience, especially once you get your AI rotating in a pattern of tasks. By that point, you're more of a farm manager than a farmer yourself. Now, this game won't be for everyone. It's very slow-paced. It's a bit of a long platinum with around 30 to 35 hours of completion time. and as stated earlier, it really doesn't tell you what you need or what to do. Luckily, if you're up for the challenge, I personally wrote the guide over at PSN Profiles that will hopefully help you towards your farming platinum. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to come back next month for another episode, and happy gaming.